All right, here we go with heat one of this men's 200 meters. It's Zach Beard, Michael Cheesy, Denzel Simaslela, Joseph Lyles, Cameron Miller, TJ McCallum, who ran 987 earlier today, Lance L, Nazio John, and Adrian Kerr, and McCallum, 1973.
Tamar's McCallum just ran 19.73 seconds in the 200 meters, faster than the best in the world. No one saw it coming. Not Noah Lyles, not Tebogo. One race, and suddenly, the quiet college sprinter from Tennessee had shaken the foundation of U.S. sprinting. People didn't believe the clock at first, but it was real, and it changed everything. Born in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, McCallum didn't start out as a sprint prodigy. At Carolina Forest High School, he juggled sprints with long jump, high jump, and triple jump. But even then, there was raw speed hiding under all that versatility. After high school, he enrolled at North Carolina A&T before transferring to the University of Tennessee, following coach Dwayne Ross. Under new guidance and in a high-pressure SEC environment, McCallum leaned in hard. What started as a multi-event athlete began morphing into a pure sprinter. He wasn't recruited with the fanfare others had. There were no headlines, no early endorsements, just quiet work behind the scenes. And maybe that was the secret. While other athletes focused on the spotlight, McCallum focused on skill. Hours on the track, repeated drills, race simulations. His days were structured for improvement, not attention. His turning point came during a training cycle in 2024. Coaches noticed sharper starts, tighter curve form, and a renewed mental drive. That's when the whispers began. The idea that this former jumper might be hiding elite sprinting ability. Before anyone was talking about 19.73, McCallum dropped jaws at the NCAA East Prelims. Running out of lane 8, he posted a 19.83 in the 200 meters, the fastest time in the world that year. At that point, he tied for the 6th fastest collegian in history. He didn't just beat NCAA competition, he passed them like they were standing still. That performance stole headlines and even outshined professionals like Kenny Bednarek and Christian Coleman. But it didn't come easy. McCallum had run 10.04 in the 100 earlier in the meet, anchored his relay team, and still found the juice for that 19.83. The sprint world took notice. What made it more shocking? He did it with room for improvement. His start wasn't perfect, his top-end speed only just beginning to click. Analysts watching the tape pointed out how smooth his form remained in the final 50 meters. That kind of control at that speed? It's not normal. Then came the NCAA championships in Eugene. High expectations, cameras everywhere. But McCallum didn't have the same fire. He finished the 200-meter final in 20.16 and the 100-meter in 10.24. Far off his personal bests. Something was off. His coach later said McCallum was drained emotionally and physically. The spark from regionals had flickered, but that failure became fuel. The NCAA finals didn't bury him. They woke him up. He spent days afterward reviewing footage, retracing his steps, breaking down mistakes frame by frame. Not for self-punishment, but for clarity. He knew this wasn't the time to spiral. It was time to adjust. Behind the scenes, he doubled down on recovery routines, sleep cycles, and diet. Everything was tweaked for one goal: redemption. On July 12, 2025, at the Ed Murphey Classic in Memphis, McCallum showed up with nothing to lose. The field included pro names. But McCallum brought something else: focus and rage. He opened with a blistering 9.87 in the 100 meters, wind-aided but undeniably powerful. Then came the real shocker. Running the 200 meters from lane 9, not the favorite lane for curved sprinting. He executed a tight turn and surged down the straightaway to clock 19.73 seconds. Legal wind. Fastest in the world for 2025. Suddenly, he wasn't just an NCAA athlete. He was a contender. Before the meet, few expected fireworks. Most eyes were on the professionals tuning up before U.S. Nationals. But McCallum turned the script inside out. Lane 9 had swallowed better sprinters before. It demands a fearless curve, full throttle, no hesitation. And that's exactly what he delivered. After the race, he didn't celebrate wildly, just a nod, a calm jog down the infield like he already knew what he'd done. Let that time sink in. 19.73, faster than Noah Lyles this season, faster than Tebogo, and only 2 men have run faster in NCAA history, Walter Dix and John Capel. Social media erupted. Analysts were stunned. Track circles buzzed. McCallum, a name few outside NCAA circles knew a year ago, was now being mentioned with Lyles, Bednarek, Curley, and Coleman. But there was no celebration from McCallum, no posturing, just quiet confidence. He knew this wasn't a fluke. He knew he belonged. Some insiders say this is the first sign of a generational shift, not just in sprinting talent, but in mentality. McCallum represents a new breed, less hype, more output. That mindset is dangerous to anyone defending titles. McCallum isn't your typical sprinter. He came up grinding in multiple events. He understands body mechanics from jumping. That's helped him master acceleration and curve running, 2 of the hardest parts of the 200 meters. He's also got range. That 9.87 showed he has 100-meter speed, and he's clocked 45.86 in the 400-meter. Those aren't casual numbers. That endurance is lethal in the final 50 meters of a 200-meter. His work ethic is just as sharp. Coaches say he trains like a pro. Consistency, recovery discipline, mental preparation, he's got it all. McCallum also spends time studying his competitors, not just watching their races, but tracking tendencies, race day behavior, even lane preferences. He knows how to manage nerves, control pace, and time. His peak traits are rare in someone so young. The Murphey Classic run wasn't just fast. It was clean, efficient, and calm. He didn't panic in lane 9, didn't tighten up under pressure. Even after feeling cramps earlier that day, he still showed up when it counted. That kind of composure doesn't come from hype. It comes from knowing you've done the work. Now he's not just chasing NCAA titles. He's chasing Olympic lanes and World Championship medals. He's earned the respect of peers, coaches, and fans in a matter of weeks. And yet, there's still a feeling he hasn't fully unleashed everything. That 19.73 might be the beginning, not the peak. Next up, the U.S. Nationals. And they're not going to be a walk in the park. Lyles, Bednarek, Coleman, and others will be at full power. But now there's a wild card. McCallum enters not as a hopeful, but as a threat. And if he reproduces that 19.73 or anything close, he's not just making the team, he's challenging for the win. Noah Lyles hasn't faced him yet this season. And now the matchup isn't just anticipated, it's necessary. This isn't just about one athlete. McCallum's rise shakes the status quo. It proves that hunger and timing can disrupt even the most elite fields. It also signals a deeper shift. NCAA athletes aren't just feeders for pro circuits anymore. They can dominate right out of college. McCallum is proof. He didn't speak early. He grew into it. And now he's standing shoulder to shoulder with global champions. That makes every upcoming race unmissable. Coaches around the country are already reassessing how they scout talent. Because if someone like McCallum can fly under the radar until this late, imagine who else might be next. Tamar's McCallum didn't just run a fast time. He opened a new lane in American sprinting, one that forces everyone else to catch up. No hype, no gimmicks, just raw speed, sharp focus, and cold execution. Whatever happens next, this 19.73 just rewrote the 2025 sprint script, and McCallum's name is written all over it. If you found this story wild, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Because of the way McCallum's running, this ride is just getting started.
Away, he leaves the rest of the field in his wake, and he absolutely storms his way to England gold. 10:57. That is absolutely huge. It's a new championship record. It's a new personal best.
And he's improved his own UK record.
That is absolutely gigantic. 10:57. Legal wind plus 0.7 meters a second. Absolutely phenomenal. Well and truly.
You probably haven't heard this name before, but you soon will. Divine Iheme, just 15 years old. Already faster than Bolt, Lyles, and Gout were at his age. And yes, that's not clickbait. Last summer, when most 14-year-olds were chasing school buses, Divine Iheme was chasing history. He clocked 10.30 seconds in the 100 meters. That wasn't just the fastest in Britain. That was the fastest time ever recorded by any 14-year-old in the world. Noah Lyles ran nearly a full second slower at that age. Usain Bolt? He posted 10.57. Devine smashed those numbers. To put it in context, 10:30 would have landed him third at the British Men's 100-meter Championships. It even beat the qualifying time for the 1996 Olympic final. Yes, a schoolboy from Oxford would have made the Olympic final 30 years ago. Fast forward a few months, January 2025, indoor season. Devine steps onto the track at the BFTTA series in London and rewrites history again. Not once, twice. He runs 6.72, then 6.71, both under the previous 60-meter world best for 15-year-olds. That record had stood untouched since 2003. He broke it. Twice. Same day. By that point, it was clear this wasn't a one-off. Divine Iheme was making a habit of breaking records. He's been called the new Noah Lyles, but really, he's just Divine. He trains 4 times a week at the PWD Academy in Oxfordshire, run by his coach. His coach also happens to be his mum, Nkiruka Iheme, a former Nigerian international sprinter who competed at the 2002 Commonwealth Games. She also served 9 years in the British Army. Now, she's known as the strictest coach in his life. Divine says with a grin, "I can't escape any sessions." His mum adds, "Once we enter the track, I don't look at him as my son. I take off motherhood and bring in the coach." It's not all natural talent, but it sure helps that he comes from athletic royalty. His father, Innocent Iheme, also competed for Nigeria in the 100 meters and long jump. His grandparents, runners too. Nkiruka knew early. She said, "When I was pregnant, he kept on kicking. I just knew." In school races, Divine would win by ridiculous margins. He remembers asking himself, "Did I really run that?" That question stopped once he hit 13 and ran 100 meters in 11.7 seconds to win English Schools Nationals. That's when he said it out loud. "This is what I want to do." His nickname? Lightning? It fits. When he lined up for the 100 meters at Lee Valley in August 2024, something special was about to happen. The scoreboard froze. Divine waited, then 10:30 flashed. He screamed, ran around the track in disbelief. It wasn't just the fastest by a 14-year-old. It was faster than what some senior pros were running. Even his wind-assisted times are wild. He's clocked 10.46, 10.48, 10.49. None counted officially due to wind speed, but each one shows the level he's already at. Consistently sub 10.5 as a teenager. That's unheard of. He's not a fluke. He's also dominant in relays. At one event, Divine erased a huge gap on the final leg, burning past the anchor runner from a rival county like he was standing still. Moments like these are why people are comparing him to Bolt at this stage. But what's behind this speed? Commitment. His training is relentless. It's not just 100-meter drills. He's done long jump, endurance tests, even foam javelin. He hated the 600 meters. "I remember crying," he once said. "I thought, yeah, I can do my own events. I want to take this seriously from now on." By age 13, he had already run 10.86. Then came the national titles. Then the under-14 UK record at 10.56. Then the world U14 best at 10.30. Then the indoor 60-meter world age 15 record. And he's not done. In April 2024, he won the 100 meters and 200 meters sprint double at the England Athletics Indoor Championships. In July, he broke the Interboys 100-meter record at the English Schools Championships, 10.41 with a plus 1.2 win reading. He's now third on the European under-18 all-time list, behind Teddy Wilson, 10.26, and France's Jeff Arias, 10.27. Remember, Divine only turned 15 in October 2024. His racing brain is sharp. He knows how to slingshot off bends in the 200 meters. He knows how to hold a lead and time his surge. He's said it himself. "In my opinion, I think my running style is unique and natural. I don't try to model it from anyone." He watches old footage of Bolt, studies Allison Felix's relays, looks up to Tebogo for his humility and precision, but he's forging his own identity. His faith is a big part of his mindset. After his 10:30 run, he said, "I couldn't have done it without God." Outside the track, He's a regular teen, watches Netflix, binge watches shows, enjoys time with friends, but even there, things have changed. They always say, "I can't believe I'm friends with the world record holder." The attention is growing, the expectations too, but he's handling it, doesn't let it get to his head. He says the 100-meter world record for age 15 is his next goal. He wants sub 10.2 this season. In the 200 meters, he's eyeing a sub 21. His mother has been clear, there's no pressure. He's not in competition with anybody, she told reporters. He is just enjoying his training. If something comes, wow. If not, okay. He's not just aiming to run fast. He's aiming for longevity. Dwayne Chambers, former world indoor champion, said it best. It's a marathon. It's about teaching athletes skills on and off the track. It's a case of nurturing at the right time. Divine is being nurtured the right way. He has a support system. His mom, his dad, Michael Ofo from SOS Management, who also guides British heavyweight champion Fabio Wardley. And even Olympic medal hope Dina Asher-Smith has given him encouragement. He's already made the call. He will represent Great Britain internationally. His roots are Nigerian, his upbringing British, and his future, global. He's visualizing it already. That Olympic start line, the silence before the gun, the roar after the finish. "I can envision myself being on the start line," he said, "just focusing, ready to run the race of my life." And if his current pace holds, that line might just be in Los Angeles 2028. But there's more to Divine's story than just sprint times and records. There's a whole journey of sacrifice, daily discipline, and an unshakable mindset. His mother's military background has instilled in him a sense of responsibility and commitment. At home, it's structure. Homework first, then training, no compromise. His life isn't just performance, it's process. From watching Bolt's 19.19 race on loop to mimicking Felix's discipline and form, Divine has built a mindset that matches his physical gifts. There's also the story of resilience. Despite dominating most races, not everything goes to plan. At the England Age Group Championships in Sheffield, Divine qualified from his 60-meter heat but didn't run the semi-final. No drama, no excuses, just the next goal. Even with global eyes on him, he stays grounded. When he found out he broke the world record over 60 meters, it was through an Instagram post. He didn't even realize it right away. "It took me a while to realize I had broken the record," he said. "I thought the record was 6.69, but it was 6.74. When I saw that, I was so excited." That innocence, that humility, that fire, it's a rare mix, and it's exactly why fans, coaches, and analysts are watching closely. Divine has set his eyes on more than junior records. He's openly aiming to hold both the age 14 and 15 world bests over 100 meters. He already owns the 14-year-old mark. The 15-year-old target is 10.19. And based on his training trajectory, that's within striking distance. At school, he's become something of a celebrity. His friends cheer him on but keep him grounded. No big egos, just big goals. The media has started dubbing him Britain's Bolt, but his family doesn't let that get to his head. For now, it's about enjoying the process, staying healthy, and sticking to his routine. When asked what he'd say to other young athletes chasing dreams, Divine's answer is simple. Work hard, stay focused, don't try to be anyone else, just be you. A 15-year-old giving advice like that? Now that's rare. Britain had no chance until this 15-year-old did the impossible, and based on everything we've seen so far, he's just getting started. Saturday, July 26, 2025. Hot Staff Field in Hiroshima, Japan. The final of the boys' 100-meter sprint at the Japan Inter-High School Championships was about to unfold. Nobody expected what happened next. Serato Shimizu exploded from the blocks. The 16-year-old from Seiryo High School in Ishikawa Prefecture crossed the finish line in exactly 10.00 seconds, not 10.01, not 9.99. A perfect round 10.00 that sent shockwaves through the global athletics community.